Hello and welcome. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how we can download and install CodeBlocks IDE. And then I'll also show you how we can run our first C++ program using CodeBlocks. So here we go. Open your browser. I'm using Google Chrome. You can use any browser of your choice. And using your favorite search engine, type download CodeBlocks. I'm using Google. So here it is. This is the link for the download page of CodeBlocks. You can see that it is www.codeblocks.org/downloads. Hit this. It will redirect you to the CodeBlocks download page. And in this download page, on the left-hand pane, you can see that there is a menu, Downloads. Under that, there is Binaries. Click on this Binaries. So in this page, you'll find different CodeBlocks installation options. Now we are looking for Windows. So under Windows platform, these are the various CodeBlocks installation files that we can download. And if you're using Mac, then I'll encourage you to use Xcode. That's the best option for writing and executing C++ programs on Mac. And if you're thinking of using this CodeBlocks on Mac, I'll not encourage you to do so because CodeBlocks are having known issues on Mac. So if you're using Mac, this tutorial is not for you. I'm going to have another tutorial just after this where I'll show you how to download and install Xcode on Mac and how to run C++ program using Xcode. So here we go. Under the Windows, you'll find these options, right? Now, among these, you need to download the fourth one. I repeat, you need to download this fourth one, CodeBlocks 16.01 mingw setup.exe. Because this fourth option is actually combined with the compiler. Now we need a C++ compiler to compile our program. A compiler is a translator, and I'll tell you how the compiler works to compile our C++ program in the latter tutorial. So this CodeBlocks option is bundled with the compiler. Now if you are downloading this one, then it's not going to have the compiler within itself. So you need to download the compiler separately in that case. If you're sure that your machine already contains a compiler, then you can go for this first option. So if you're not sure, just go with this fourth option. Just move to the right, and on the extreme right column, you'll have this sourceforge.net or FOSS-Hub. These are the actually download sites where this CodeBlocks installation files are kept. You just need to click on this, and it will redirect you to the SourceForge. And here you can see that download of CodeBlocks will start in some seconds, and when it's finished, you'll get this dialog box. You need to download this setup. You need to save this setup somewhere. I'll use this C drive, and then Shivaji, and then Udemy, and then C++, and then CodeBlocks. I'll save this installation file here. It will take some moment to download and save that file in my hard drive. And it's actually 79.9 MB. So it's done. Now I'll go to that folder where I have saved that installation file. Now I'll right click on this, and I'll click on Run as Administrator to install this. Now the rest of the process is just simple. It will just ask you for your permission. Click on yes, and then a dialog box will appear. Yeah, here it is. You can see that. You just click on this next button, then click on this I agree, and make sure that all of these are selected. You see that the last one is mingw compiler suite. That must be selected if you're not sure that your machine is already having a compiler installed. So click on next. Now it's going to be installed here. You see that it's under C drive and program files x86, and then it will create a CodeBlocks folder, and under that it's going to be installed. So I'll hit on the install button now, and it's going to be installed. I'll pause the video meanwhile. Okay, so it's done. Now it is asking you whether it would run the CodeBlocks now or not. So I'll click on yes to run the CodeBlocks now. It will open the CodeBlocks, and you'll have an icon there on your desktop I'll just show you that I have hidden all the icons of my desktop. You can see that now this is available, this is visible. And later on, if you want to just open the CodeBlocks, you can just double click on this icon on your desktop. So here's the CodeBlocks environment. It's the integrated development environment. Here we can write our C++ program. We can edit our C++ program. We can compile our C++ program. And of course, we can execute that as well. I'll show you now how to open our first project here in CodeBlocks. Just click on File, then New, then click on Project. Now you'll be given different options because we can create several different types of projects in this CodeBlocks IDE. But we are interested of console application. Just choose this console application and click on Go. Now click on Next and choose C++. Click on Next. Now you need to choose the project title. I'll choose first app. And you need to choose the location where you're supposed to save this project. So this ... button on the extreme right of this folder selection option, click on that. A dialog box will appear, and here you are going to select the folder where you are going to save this project. So under the C drive, I'm going to create a folder there, and I'll name it udemy_cpp. I'll save all my projects here in this udemy_cpp folder. So I'll click OK. So my project folder is this one, right? And the name of the project is first app. Now you can see that resulting file name here is the details, exactly the path details of the project. You can see that under the udemy_cpp, it will create a folder with the project name. That's the first app. And under that, it's going to save the project file. Now this project file is exclusively for this CodeBlocks. Okay, so this is a CBP, means this is a CodeBlocks project. So you're going to click on Next, and then it has selected the compiler. You just don't need to do anything else here, and you just need to hit on Finish. Okay, now the project has been created. You need to go to the Management console in order to view the project. Just hit on View menu and then click on this Manager. So this is the Management console, Project Management console, and you can see that under the workspace we have this first app created, and that's our project. And under that you have a sources node, and within that sources node you have this main.cpp. That's a CPP file or the C++ file that has been created by this CodeBlocks automatically. Just double click on this, and this first program is visible to the right hand side. So this is the program, a C++ program. If I execute this program, it's going to print hello world. I'll explain this program entirely in the next section. Okay, so you just don't need to bother about how the program works right now, but just let me tell you how you can compile and execute this program. So just you need to go on Build and click on Build and Run. Now this build and run is going to build the program. That means first of all, it's going to compile it. It's going to transfer this C++ code to the machine understandable format, the object code. Then it's going to execute that. So I'll click on Build and Run in order to compile and run this program. So you see that a console is opened automatically by the CodeBlocks, and here is the outcome. The hello world is printed there, and you need to hit enter key or any other key just to close that. So that's how you can create a project and you can execute the project under CodeBlocks IDE. In the next tutorial, I'll show you how to download and install the Visual Studio. Now the Visual Studio is a finest interactive development environment for C++ by Microsoft. So if you are using Windows, you can use Visual Studio as well. So I'll show you how to use that in the next tutorial. Thank you for watching.